Ever since I was a kid, my family had favorites, and it wasn't me. My older brother, Brandon, was the golden child. He was the athlete, the future CEO, the one everyone believed would make the family proud. My parents poured every ounce of encouragement and money into him. As for me, I was the quiet one, the weird one, the disappointment waiting to happen. If I got an A, they'd say, "It's probably an easy class." If I succeeded at anything, they'd shrug and say, "Don't get too confident. People like you never get far." At family gatherings, my aunts would whisper loudly enough for me to hear. "That one? I give it 5 years before they're living in someone's basement." By 17, I was already mentally exhausted. But instead of giving up, I quietly started planning my escape. The final blow came during my high school graduation. Everyone else had families cheering, clapping, taking pictures. My family? They didn't even show up. I came home to find them eating dinner like it was any other day. Brandon had just been accepted into a fancy university, and all they wanted to talk about was him. When I quietly mentioned my graduation, my dad waved a hand dismissively. "Walking across a stage doesn't mean anything. You'll end up back here anyway." That night, something inside me snapped. I packed a bag. I left at sunrise. No goodbyes. No letter. Nothing. I moved to Chicago with $412 to my name and a stubborn refusal to ever prove my family right. I worked 2 jobs, barista during the day, warehouse at night. I taught myself coding using free YouTube tutorials. I slept 5 hours a night, drank too much gas station coffee, and kept going. After months of grinding, I landed an internship at a small tech startup. I worked harder than anyone there, and when the company saw it, they hired me full-time. 2 years later, I was leading a development team. 4 years later, I created my own software platform, a business automation tool that took off faster than I ever imagined. By the time I turned 28, I wasn't just successful. I was a multimillionaire with a company valued at $40 million. I bought a penthouse. I traveled. I lived like the person they said I'd never become. And my family? I hadn't spoken to them in a decade. One morning, I received a Facebook message from a familiar name. My brother, Brandon. I almost ignored it, until I read the preview. "Hey, we need your help. It's serious." My curiosity got the better of me. Turns out, Brandon's perfect life had fallen apart. He'd invested in a friend's business that turned out to be a scam. He was drowning in debt. He was at risk of losing his home. And my parents? My dad had lost his job and blown through their savings trying to bail Brandon out. They were desperate. They wanted my money. Suddenly, the family who said I'd never amount to anything had decided I was their golden ticket. Against my better judgment, I agreed to meet them at a diner in our hometown. They showed up looking defeated. My dad tried to hug me, I stepped back. My mom forced a smile. "You look successful." Brandon went straight to the point. "We need $50,000. Just to get back on our feet." I stared at the family who had spent years tearing me down. I asked, "Why should I help?" My dad sighed dramatically. "We're family. Family helps each other." That was the moment I realized they didn't want me. They wanted my money. So I made my move. I leaned back and said, "I'll help you, but with conditions." Their eyes lit up like parasites sensing blood. I slid a stack of papers onto the table. A contract. It stated that they had to publicly apologize to me in writing. They had to acknowledge how they treated me growing up. They had to agree to no future requests for money. And the loan would only be granted if they attended family therapy for 6 months, all sessions recorded. My dad looked offended. My mom looked embarrassed. Brandon turned red. "We're not signing this," he snapped. I picked up the papers and stood. "Then we're done here." I walked out of that diner without looking back. I thought that was the end of it. But karma wasn't done. A month later, I received another message, this time from a cousin. Your parents lost the house. Brandon's wife left him. Things are bad. They were living in a motel. They had nowhere to go. And the best part? They were too ashamed to tell the rest of the family why. Soon after, my mother finally messaged me. We're sorry. Please, we'll do anything. Can we still sign the papers? I told her the truth. That offer expired the moment you rejected it. I didn't send them money. Instead, I donated $50,000 in their name to a local youth program for underprivileged kids, the very kids my father used to call future criminals. The organization posted a public thank you online. My family saw it. They couldn't complain without revealing the truth. Their humiliation was complete. Today? My family still struggles. They hop between rentals. Brandon works 2 jobs. My parents rely on government assistance. Meanwhile, my company is thriving, and I live a life they never believed I could achieve. And the irony? They were right about one thing. I did become something. But not for them. Not because of them. But in spite of them. Their downfall wasn't just financial, it was emotional. They lost access to the very person they thought would always fail. Only to discover that I was the one person who could have saved them. And I chose not to. When your own family spends years tearing you down, you don't owe them a rescue. Sometimes the best revenge is letting people drown in the consequences they set in motion. And I slept just fine.